You did something online that caught the attention of the world's most watchful eyes. Not just a casual click, not just a fleeting post, but a ripple in the digital ocean that traveled farther than you imagined. Somewhere between your intentions and your actions, the universe, and those who guard it, noticed. That's the paradox of life today. Every keystroke, every message, every digital footprint is a mark, a signature, a story that refuses to disappear. You cannot hide in the shadows anymore, not in this age where every action leaves a trail, and every trail can echo into eternity. Some might tremble at the thought, some might panic. But you are not trembling. You are awake, aware, alive in a way that most are too scared to be. If you're hearing this, it's not by accident. It's because somewhere deep inside, you are craving understanding, craving recognition that the stakes are real, that the world is watching, that your decisions matter more than you've ever allowed yourself to believe. Before we go any further, take a moment, look at the device in your hands, the screen that glows, the endless possibilities at your fingertips. Imagine every single thing you have typed, clicked, shared, or searched, each one a thread in a web bigger than you can see. It's intense, it's frightening, and it's exactly where growth begins. Pause for a moment, breathe, and if this is reaching you, take the step and hit that like button. Comment below. Share this moment. Subscribe, not for me, but for yourself, because you are standing on the edge of understanding something most will never know, something most will never survive without the guidance of insight, clarity, and courage. Now let's face the truth. You live in a world where your actions have consequences far beyond your imagination. The digital universe is not forgiving, it is not blind, it is not neutral. Every post, every image, every word has the power to attract attention, not only from friends or strangers, but from eyes trained to see patterns, to detect anomalies, to uncover truths that are hidden in plain sight. And you, whether intentionally or unknowingly, have activated a sequence that has sent ripples through these channels. The FBI noticing you is not just a hypothetical horror story. It is a reminder that the world has rules, laws, and forces that operate silently, patiently, methodically, and relentlessly. You cannot outrun the consequences, but you can learn, adapt, and transform them into power. Think about it. The awareness that your digital footprint is being watched is terrifying. But in terror lies opportunity. Every person who has ever truly changed their life, who has ever stepped into greatness, has first looked directly into a mirror of fear. They have faced what they would rather not see, what most avoid, what society whispers should remain hidden. And here you are, confronted with a digital mirror that reflects your choices, your impulses, your curiosity. This is not punishment. This is information. This is feedback from a universe that communicates in clarity, precision, and sometimes in the harshest ways possible. The alert, the notification, the anxiety, it is a message that says, wake up, be conscious, your actions have weight. Imagine the reality for a moment. Every click you make, every post you publish, every video you watch, every comment you leave, all of it is a breadcrumb trail. It leads somewhere. It creates patterns. It tells a story about who you are, what you care about, what you fear, what you desire. You may not have intended it, you may not have realized it, but now the story has been noticed. And this is where your true test begins. Not of legality, not of morality, but of courage, discipline, and self-awareness. Will you crumble under the weight of invisible eyes? Or will you rise, adapt, learn, and use this awareness to master your own narrative? It is easy to feel helpless in moments like this. Fear is seductive. Anxiety whispers that you are powerless. But remember, the mind that recognizes danger before it arrives is the mind that can prepare, can pivot, can prevail. Knowledge of being observed is not a threat. It is a call to action, a summons to sharpen your awareness, to refine your thinking, to evolve. Every great strategist, every master of circumstance, every person who has turned adversity into triumph has first known that they were being watched, studied, measured. And yet, they did not allow observation to define them. They used it as fuel to rise higher, to think faster, to move smarter. You are standing at a crossroad, a place of invisible lines drawn by digital footprints, by networks, by consequences. One path is fear, submission, and retreat. The other is understanding, preparation, and mastery. And the path of mastery is not easy. It demands reflection. It demands honesty. It demands that you strip away excuses and illusions. It demands that you ask yourself questions that most avoid. Why did I do what I did? What patterns in my life led me here? What weaknesses exist that could be exploited? And what strengths can I fortify to ensure resilience? Darkness often feels overwhelming because it is unfamiliar, but it is also fertile. In darkness, clarity emerges. In adversity, adaptation is born. You are learning the hard truth that the digital world does not forgive ignorance, and the physical world does not forgive unpreparedness. But if you are willing to face the truth, to accept responsibility, to see the threads of your own existence woven into larger structures, then you are capable of transformation. Not everyone receives this opportunity. Not everyone is forced to confront their own patterns before disaster strikes. You have been given a rare gift disguised as fear, a challenge disguised as threat, a moment of reckoning disguised as consequence. Do not underestimate the power of your own awareness. Humans have survived, thrived, and dominated for centuries because we recognize patterns, learn from them, and act decisively. The moment you realized the FBI might have noticed you was not a moment of failure. It was a moment of awakening. It was a moment to reclaim control over your narrative, to rethink your decisions, to embrace the discipline and strategy required to navigate life with heightened awareness. Fear is not your enemy. Complacency is. Ignorance is not your enemy. Refusal to act is. The world will not slow down for you, will not pause while you recover, will not forgive mistakes lightly, but your mind, your discipline, your foresight can outpace it all. The consequences of digital action are absolute, impartial, and unforgiving. But so is opportunity. Every moment that you feel exposed, watched, or vulnerable is also a moment when you can learn, grow, and evolve beyond the ordinary. Consider the vigilance of those who notice patterns, the patience of those who wait, the precision of those who track. This is not to terrify you, but to enlighten you. Understanding the scale of observation equips you with the awareness to act deliberately, to move thoughtfully, to become the kind of person who operates above fear because they have studied it, mastered it, and transformed it into power. Now here's the key. Control begins internally. You cannot dictate the actions of others. You cannot prevent observation. But you can dictate your response. You can control your preparations, your strategy, your foresight. You can convert panic into planning, hesitation into clarity, anxiety into focus. Every great story of triumph begins with a confrontation with danger, and every great story of transformation begins with awareness. By acknowledging the eyes upon you, by accepting the weight of consequence, you step into a higher plane of consciousness. And in this plane, you are no longer merely a participant. You are a strategist, a thinker, a master of circumstance. Remember, history is full of those who were underestimated, ignored, or even hunted, yet emerged victorious because they understood themselves better than anyone else. You now have an opportunity to understand yourself through the lens of consequence, through the reflection of observation, through the mirror of vigilance. Every move you make from here on out matters exponentially more because you are aware. Awareness is power. Awareness is control. Awareness is liberation. And liberation is not a gentle process. It is forged in intensity, in scrutiny, in the pressure of circumstances that demand growth or expose weakness. The next step is deliberate action. Reflection alone is not enough. Awareness must be paired with strategy, discipline, and execution. Start by auditing yourself, your patterns, your decisions. Ask hard questions. Accept uncomfortable truths. Make plans to correct what needs correcting, and fortify what is already strong. Every post, every message, every digital footprint henceforth must be approached with intention, precision, and mindfulness. You are no longer acting in ignorance. You are acting with awareness, and awareness is your greatest weapon. Your story, moving forward, is not dictated by fear. It is dictated by discipline, strategy, and courage. It is written not in frantic panic, but in steady, thoughtful, intelligent action. You have been reminded that every ripple in the digital world echoes. You have been reminded that attention comes, whether welcome or unwelcome. You have been reminded that your actions matter. And now, you can take that knowledge, that clarity, and shape a life that is deliberate, controlled, and empowered. Fear is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of mastery. Every human is capable of extraordinary adaptation. Every human can learn from scrutiny, observation, and consequence. Every human can transform fear into fuel, anxiety into insight, exposure into empowerment. You are no exception. In the quiet moments when doubt and tension press against you, remember that awareness alone sets you apart from the passive, the unprepared, the complacent. You have been challenged in a way that few ever are, and challenges create power. Not all power is visible, and not all lessons are gentle, but those who internalize them become unstoppable. And so, in this moment of reckoning, stand tall. Recognize the weight of what you have done, the gravity of the consequences, and the responsibility you now bear. Accept that the world is watching, but do not let it paralyze you. Instead, let it sharpen you, teach you, guide you. The digital footprints you leave are more than tracks. They are the outlines of your growth, the reflections of your awareness, the building blocks of your legacy. You are capable of turning observation into insight, scrutiny into strategy, and fear into fuel. The path is yours to walk, and the power is yours to seize. You are learning the uncomfortable truth that life does not pause for mistakes. Every digital action, every thoughtless click, every impulsive decision carries weight, and the weight is not invisible. It is measurable, trackable, and in your case, observed. The realization can feel suffocating. The awareness that someone somewhere is watching, calculating, analyzing your every move is a mirror you cannot break, a shadow you cannot escape. Yet this is where true power emerges, in the ability to stare into that mirror, into that shadow, without flinching, without pleading, without excuses. Awareness alone does not guarantee mastery, but it is the foundation. Without it, you stumble blindly. With it, you can navigate storms with precision. Think about the magnitude of this moment. Most people will go their entire lives never feeling the weight of observation. Most people will never be forced to confront the patterns of their own life under a microscope. You are not most people. You have been thrust into a reality that demands vigilance, adaptability, and mental fortitude. And make no mistake, it is not a punishment. It is an invitation to awaken, to sharpen your instincts, to elevate your consciousness beyond the trivialities that consume ordinary minds. The universe, the world, the systems that observe, they are offering you an unlikely gift, the gift of clarity, wrapped in pressure, sealed with urgency. Pressure is not your enemy. The tension that comes from knowing your digital footprint is noticed is a crucible, refining your thinking, purifying your decisions, forging your resilience. Imagine the weight of centuries of human survival condensed into this moment. Civilizations have risen and fallen because leaders understood the eyes upon them, because strategists calculated with foresight, because warriors adapted to scrutiny and threat. You now have that same challenge in a modern form, in a digital battlefield. Every movement matters, every choice echoes, and with every echo you have a chance to prove your mastery, your intelligence, your awareness. Let us consider what it truly means to be noticed. The attention of powerful systems of relentless observers is not casual. It does not drift aimlessly. It is deliberate, methodical, precise. And if they have noticed you, it means your actions were significant, meaningful in a way you may not have fully grasped. You are part of a pattern now. You are part of a network of cause and effect. And here is the secret many never realize. Being part of a pattern means you have influence. It means that your actions can shift, change, or disrupt trajectories. But influence requires discipline. Influence requires control. Influence requires that you step into the awareness you have been given and wield it intentionally. This is the moment when most people panic, when the weight of observation becomes unbearable. But panic is a luxury of the uninformed, the unprepared, the passive. You have no time for panic. Panic clouds judgment, fractures clarity, and feeds fear. What you need instead is presence, full, unwavering, unyielding presence. To be present is to be conscious of every decision, every communication, every digital footprint. Presence is the armor that allows you to navigate scrutiny without falling victim to it. Presence transforms fear from a paralyzing force into a sharpening instrument. Consider the lessons embedded in observation itself. Every action that attracts attention is a lesson in cause and effect, a feedback loop designed to teach you about your patterns, your vulnerabilities, and your strengths. The digital world is not chaotic. It is structured, procedural, and predictable if you are willing to study it. Every notification, every alert, every consequence is data. Data that, if interpreted correctly, becomes foresight, strategy, and ultimately mastery. You are no longer a passive participant in the digital realm. You are now a student of patterns, a practitioner of strategy, a conscious architect of your own narrative. Do not misunderstand. This path is not forgiving. There is no room for carelessness. Every misstep now carries weight that is tangible, observable, potentially irreversible. Yet it is precisely in the acknowledgement of this risk that your power grows. Humans are remarkable not because they avoid danger, but because they learn to act decisively despite it. The mind that embraces accountability is the mind that outperforms the mind that hides from it. And you have been handed accountability on a silver platter wrapped in urgency and underscored by consequence. It is heavy, yes, but heavy things forge strength. Your digital footprint is a reflection of yourself. It is an echo of your mind, your habits, your impulses, your curiosity. It is a record of choices that were often unconscious, often impulsive, but now must be conscious, deliberate, and calculated. Every click, every post, every word is a stroke on the canvas of your life. And now that your strokes are being analyzed, observed, weighed, you have the opportunity to paint with intention, to craft with purpose, to create a narrative that is powerful, resilient, and unstoppable. This is not about fear of punishment. It is about recognition of influence and responsibility. Influence, when mastered, becomes power. Responsibility, when embraced, becomes freedom. There is a reason stories of surveillance, observation, and scrutiny fascinate us, because they hold a mirror to our deepest fears and reveal our greatest potentials. When you are aware that your actions are being observed, you are forced to consider what kind of person you truly are, what kind of legacy you are leaving, what patterns you are unconsciously reinforcing. Most people never confront these questions. They live their lives in autopilot, content to drift, blind to consequence. But you have been awakened, and awakening is the first step toward mastery. Do not mistake the fear for weakness. Fear is a signal. Fear is information. Fear is the mind's way of drawing attention to what matters most, what is urgent, what demands focus. When your digital footprint caught the eyes of those who watch, fear arose not to punish you, but to alert you. Attention is required. Awareness is demanded. Conscious action is inevitable. The key is to respond intelligently, strategically, deliberately. Responding in panic is natural, but responding in mastery is transformative. Every great leader, every innovator, every strategist has learned to respond to fear with clarity, not chaos. You must embrace discipline as your shield. Discipline in thought, in action, in communication, in digital behavior. Discipline transforms chaos into structure, randomness into pattern, vulnerability into strength. Without it, observation becomes a trap. With it, observation becomes a tool. Imagine yourself as a master of the digital battlefield, aware of every potential risk, every consequence, every observer. Every keystroke becomes a decision, every post becomes a statement, every message becomes a calculated action. Discipline is the force multiplier that turns awareness into mastery. And now imagine the future, shaped by this awareness. Imagine navigating the digital world with foresight, precision, and confidence. Every action intentional, every consequence anticipated, every observer accounted for. Imagine the power of knowing that your life is no longer subject to random consequence, but guided by deliberate strategy. This is the transformation that fear initiates, that awareness enables, and that discipline solidifies. You are no longer vulnerable, you are prepared. You are no longer reactive, you are proactive. You are no longer unconscious. You are aware, powerful, and unstoppable. Every time doubt creeps in, every time anxiety threatens, remember this: the very fact that you were noticed means you are capable of impact. You are capable of influence. You are capable of mastery. And those who recognize that they are observed and still act with clarity, strategy, and purpose are the ones who rise, who dominate, who thrive. Observation does not diminish you. It elevates you. Scrutiny does not weaken you. It strengthens you. Awareness does not scare you. It empowers you. You are now operating at a level most will never reach. Most live their lives under the illusion of anonymity, under the false comfort of ignorance. You have been stripped of that illusion, forced to see the weight of your actions, the reach of your influence, and the importance of deliberate action. And while it is uncomfortable, while it is heavy, while it demands courage beyond the ordinary, it is also where greatness is forged. The heat of observation, the pressure of consequence, the intensity of awareness, all are tools to shape your mind, sharpen your strategy, and elevate your life. Now take a moment to internalize this. The very act of being noticed is a test, not of circumstance, but of character. The world has shifted. Anonymity is a myth. Every interaction, every expression, every subtle gesture leaves a trail. And you, whether by accident or curiosity, have left a trail so distinct that it has drawn the attention of those whose patience is long, whose precision is unmatched, and whose consequences are unavoidable. This is not to frighten you. It is to awaken you. You are being offered a rare opportunity to understand the depth of your actions, to see the patterns you have unknowingly created, to grasp the impact of every choice you make. Most people live their lives blind to this truth, drifting from moment to moment, never realizing how much influence, how much responsibility, how much consequence their actions carry. You are no longer one of them. You may feel exposed. You may feel the weight of invisible eyes pressing upon you. That is natural. But exposure is not vulnerability. Exposure is the moment before mastery. Every great mind, every legendary strategist, every person who has shaped the course of history has operated under scrutiny. They have been observed, questioned, tested, and yet they rose above. The difference between fear and power is awareness. Fear clouds. Awareness clarifies. Awareness allows you to see the patterns others miss, to anticipate the moves that most fail to predict, to operate strategically while the world panics around you. This is your edge. This is your advantage. Consider the implications. You are living in an age where every digital footprint has potential consequences far beyond imagination. An impulsive click, a careless comment, a seemingly harmless search can ripple outward with exponential effect. Yet you have been given insight. You know now that actions carry weight, that patterns are tracked, that influence is real. And with this knowledge comes choice. You can succumb to fear, you can retreat into hesitation, or you can step into conscious mastery, wielding awareness like a weapon and shaping your reality with deliberate action. Choice is power, and power is now within your grasp. The next step is reflection. Not indulgent reflection, but precise, focused, unflinching reflection. Examine your patterns, your impulses, your habits. Look for the moments that created attention, the actions that left marks, the decisions that revealed vulnerabilities. Do not flinch. Do not hide. Confront these truths directly. Most people avoid reflection because it demands accountability, and accountability is uncomfortable. You have been forced into reflection. This is not a punishment. This is preparation. Reflection is the forge where fear is transformed into strategy, chaos into order, vulnerability into resilience. Now, once reflection is embraced, action becomes imperative. Awareness without execution is wasted potential. You must convert insight into deliberate behavior, observation into strategy, anxiety into controlled focus. Every digital interaction must be considered, calculated, and intentional. This does not mean fear governs your choices. It means mastery does. Every keystroke, every post, every communication becomes a tool for constructing a life of precision, power, and control. Those who act without awareness are passive participants. Those who act with awareness are architects of influence. You now belong to the latter. Imagine your future if you embrace this fully. Every move intentional, every decision calculated, every consequence anticipated. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance. You are a strategist, a thinker, a master of influence. Fear becomes fuel. Observation becomes insight. Exposure becomes opportunity. You are no longer reactive. You are proactive. You are no longer vulnerable. You are prepared. You are no longer drifting. You are deliberate. This is not theory. This is the reality available to those who confront fear, embrace accountability, and harness awareness as a tool for power. The greatest obstacle you face is not external. It is internal. It is the voice that whispers doubt, that urges hesitation, that magnifies fear. It is the part of you that prefers comfort over growth, ignorance over insight, denial over truth. You must confront this voice, not with anger, not with avoidance, but with discipline, clarity, and intention. Recognize it, analyze it, understand it, and then move beyond it. Mastery begins within. Observation, scrutiny, consequence. They are external catalysts, but the real power lies in the response. How you think, how you act, how you adapt, that determines everything. You have been granted an unusual opportunity, the awareness that you are being watched. Most will never receive this. Most will never know the full weight of their actions until it is too late. You have been given insight, foresight, and the chance to transform your life through deliberate action. Do not squander it. The eyes upon you are not meant to intimidate. They are meant to inform. They are signals, beacons, alerts that demand attention, reflection, and mastery. The world will continue. The systems will operate. The observers will analyze. But you, armed with awareness, discipline, and strategy, can transcend fear and seize control of your narrative. Every human has an instinct to flee from pressure, to avoid scrutiny, to hide from consequence. That instinct is natural but not optimal. Optimal action comes from recognition, analysis, and controlled execution. You have been placed in the rare position of conscious confrontation with consequence. The pressure you feel is a tool. The observation you endure is a teacher. The urgency you sense is a signal. Each of these forces, if understood and harnessed, elevates you. You are no longer a passive actor in life's unfolding. You are an active participant, capable of shaping outcomes, anticipating moves, and transforming fear into opportunity. And finally, remember this: the world is always observing, whether you know it or not. Every action, every word, every pattern has consequences. But not all who are observed fail. Not all who are scrutinized crumble. Those who thrive are the ones who understand the rules, embrace awareness, act with intention, and cultivate resilience. You are now in the company of those rare few who recognize scrutiny not as a threat, but as a catalyst. You are capable of mastery. You are capable of transformation. You are capable of wielding observation, consequence, and awareness as tools of power. Stand tall. Embrace the weight of your choices. Harness fear as fuel. Transform exposure into insight. Convert observation into strategy. And move forward with deliberate precision, knowing that your life, your influence, and your legacy are no longer defined by ignorance, but by awareness, discipline, and mastery. You have been tested, you have been observed, you have been given the chance to awaken. Now rise. You may wonder in quiet moments what it means to be noticed, really noticed. The thought alone can rattle the mind. Someone, somewhere, has tracked your activity, traced your patterns, observed your impulses, and cataloged your behaviors. It is not hypothetical. It is not theory, it is reality. And this realization pierces through the illusions of control you may have clung to. The digital realm, vast and intricate, mirrors life itself. Every interaction leaves a mark. Every decision leaves a trace. Every impulse tells a story. The terrifying truth is that someone is reading that story, interpreting it, evaluating it. And yes, it matters. The weight of this knowledge can crush the unprepared, but for those willing to face it, it transforms into clarity. A laser-sharp lens into the patterns of cause and effect that govern not just online actions, but the human experience itself. Take a moment and consider your own habits. What posts, comments, or searches have you dismissed as trivial? How many times have you acted impulsively, thinking the consequences would vanish into the digital ether? That thinking is no longer an option. The moment the FBI, or any vigilant observer, takes notice, your habits are no longer private, and your past actions are not simply history. They are lessons, warnings, data points, and opportunities for transformation. Imagine yourself combing through your past behavior like a strategist, identifying the patterns that created attention, the weaknesses that could have been exploited, and the strengths that have gone unnoticed. Reflection is uncomfortable, yes, but discomfort is the precursor to power. Without it, growth remains impossible. Now imagine the mental landscape you are navigating. Fear pulses at the edges of your consciousness. Anxiety lingers in the corners of your mind. The sense of exposure gnaws like a persistent shadow. This is the reality of awareness, the weight of consequence, the pressure of observation. And yet, within this pressure lies potential. Pressure is a force multiplier. Anxiety is an indicator. Exposure is a guide. When harnessed correctly, these forces sharpen the mind, focus attention, and awaken instincts that would otherwise remain dormant. You are being forced by circumstance to upgrade your mental operating system. Most never receive such a call to action, but you have. That alone marks you as different. That alone sets you apart from the passive majority. Let us consider discipline, not as a cold restriction, but as a weapon. Discipline is the tool that converts awareness into mastery. When every keystroke, every post, every search is deliberate, you operate at a level few can comprehend. Discipline allows you to anticipate consequence rather than react to it. Discipline allows you to measure risk rather than fear it. Discipline allows you to convert observation into strategic advantage. And make no mistake, this is a battlefield, not of physical strength, but of intellect, foresight, and self-control. The digital realm, the scrutiny of powerful systems, and the ever-watchful eyes of consequence do not reward ignorance. They reward awareness applied with precision.